Elizabeth Raw is a senior fellow at the public policy think tank, the American Enterprise Institute. She joins us now from London. Elizabeth, welcome to the programme. Given the EU's recent history of accepting or not refugees, how likely do you think it is that the bloc can come up with a common approach towards Afghans?
Well, I think it's likely, and that may sound surprising considering the challenges that you just described. But what happened in 2015 was that there was no agreement, and we saw this massive refugee crisis that saw hundreds of thousands of people make their way primarily to Germany, Italy, Greece, Sweden, essentially a number of EU member states that happen to be in border states, or that happen to have a reputation as countries that one wants to make that one wants to reach as a migrant, and that's clearly unsustainable. And these countries have been making the case that there needs to be EU agreement, otherwise we'll have it's a chaotic situation again. And it's also worth remembering that the people who make their way to whatever their destination is without an agreement are the ones who can pay for it, and not necessarily the ones who most need it. So if the EU is to can reach an agreement, they'll be able to say, okay, who are the people who most need protection, and they are the ones we will help.
Do you expect the European Union to make a definite distinction between someone who might be classified as an economic migrant and someone who would be categorized as a minority? For example, the Hazaras, who have been mistreated in the past, and Amnesty International just saying last month that the Taliban murdered some Hazaras before they took over Kabul.
Well, that is the tricky part, because everybody in a situation like that, perhaps understandably, will say, well, I need special protection. And so it's very difficult for the authorities to then figure out, well, who really needs protection and who is just telling us that's the case. But if there is an agreement and some sort of selection procedure in those countries where these people currently are, there is at least a better chance of reaching the ones who really need protection, as opposed to just receiving the ones who arrive at your border, which is really extremely unfair, because those are the ones who have been able to find the money to reach your border, and many others may not have the money and are stuck in very dangerous situations.
What do you make of the analysis? And Turkey's president is just one person who has basically intimated that those countries that have played the biggest role in Afghanistan over the past 20 years since the US-led invasion, they need to play a bigger role in helping Afghans build a new life outside of the country, if that's what that person wants.
Well, in a sense, I think he has a point. So this was America's war. America was assisted by its allies, but it's not fair that those allies, including Germany and Sweden, which are, again, the most likely destinations, that they should also bear the brunt of the refugee wave that's expected now. So I would hope and expect America to help European countries or the European Union house these or provide refuge for these to be expected migrants. And we should remember that the US, despite being a country of immigration, is not a country that receives a lot of refugees. And that's an area where the US can make a difference now, and where not just where it can make a difference, where it should make a difference.
Elizabeth Raw, really appreciate it. Very interesting to hear your analysis. Thank you so much.